teacher, the St. James, Portmore.
First and foremost, free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation, to another episode of the Vybz Kartel Show. Today we will be explaining the brand new song One Way to the Patois. Illiterate and Gaza Nation, I am very upset that this song was leaked weeks in advance. It is, I believe the people doing this should just cease and desist because you are taking food away from our leader's mouth, and I do not respect that. So without further ado, teacher, please begin.
Yo, din, yo, pato. Money and pussy are the motto. Real hustle and I have to win the lotto. Money ever there, yeah, we got you. Woman ever there, so we cock up.
Ardy, the innocent, begins the first verse by shouting out Din Din and Otto, and Din Din is the producer of this rhythm, and Otto is Automatic Records, which has a host of superstars: Daddy One, Chronic Law, Squash. They're all 6 affiliated, so that is a great record label. And he says money and vagina are the mottos, and those are the 2 greatest things on earth. So what a good motto to have. And then he says, we are real hustlers. We didn't have to win the lottery to make it, so we can actually appreciate all of our riches from how hard we work. This wasn't luck, this came from hustling. And then he says, we get money every day, and if you are affiliated with us, you are well taken care of, and we get women every day to give us the greatest sex. So he is again referring to the mottos and saying that this is actual real life to them. We get money every day, and we also get vagina.
Spanish girl, name the taco. Put up on a platter, then me dig it like chopper. Japanese girl, get the sato. You brought the body good, arigato.
Our great Gaza later then shows his knowledge and appreciation of other cultures by telling us that if he has a Spanish girl, she's going to be eating the taco, she's going to be sucking his penis. And then he says, after she is done doing that, then he is going to put her on a platter and dig in, just like Chopper would, into a big pile of cocaine. He is going to go straight inside of that woman on the platter. And then he says, Japanese girls, they will also get the penis, and then he tells us that this particular Japanese girl, she broke his penis, she made him ejaculate, and then he thanks her in Japanese. He says, "Arigato gozaimashita." And I do love some Japanese women because I did live there for 2 years, and they do brock body good.
Double park, R.I.P. Capo. Real top killer, better than the Gestapo. Violate the teacher, I'ma shot you. Every bullet now the clip coming at you.
One Dawn then mentions Gregory Park, and that is situated in St. Catharines, Jamaica. And then he says, rest in peace to Capo. And so I'm assuming that Capo was from Gregory Park, and he was a real top shotter. Please, in the comment section, if you could tell me more about this man. I do love hearing the stories of real top shotters. And he says he confirms he's a real top killer, better than the Gestapo. And the Gestapo were the secret police of Germany under Hitler. So they were real top killers. And then he says, if you violate the teacher, then you are going to get shot. Every single bullet in the clip will be coming at you, and that sounds just like you wouldn't want to get on the teacher's bad side. So please do not violate.
Bulby, me got that. Anyway, nowhere far, map that. One down, world boss, top, St. James, white pre, chop.
The Dancehall King then shouts out Donovan Bennett and you should check out this man's story. He was the leader of the Klansman. They were a gang in St. Catherine's, Spanish Town, and he was very notorious. So please check out his story. It is just amazing. And he says he's giving him the utmost respect as a real gangster, someone to look up to. And then he says, anywhere, we're not far, map that. So anywhere you look, Gaza Nation is right around the corner. They are everywhere and you are never there. And then he says, I am one Don, world boss, top of the top. He is the greatest of all time. So that is just fitting that he says that. And then he shouts out St. James, why pre chop chop. So he's saying, what's good, St. James? He always represents for Jamaica, and he always represents for St. James amongst other parishes. And then chop chop is just a saying that they say out in Chop City, and it is just an affectionate way of giving respect to certain places. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus.
May I live life only one way, also till me all till me turn grey. None of my dogs nothing hungry. We no one try if you don't pay us. We no one try if you don't pay us. We no one try if you don't pay us. None of my dogs nothing hungry.
This chorus and this song overall is just one of my favorites. I know I say that all the time, but he is always making a new favorite song for me, and this one is just straight for the Gaza thugs. The way he's singing it is he has his serious voice on, and then the chorus, it just melds perfectly with the beat. Everything about this song is just hypnotic and addictive. So I know everyone in Gaza Nation right now is appreciating this one, but he says there's only one way to live life. You have to hustle until you turn old and gray and die. You must continue the hustle, never give up. And then he says none of his friends will ever go hungry, and that is because he hustles so hard. He makes sure that his friends and family will never go hungry, so they don't ever want to go back to where they came from. They always want to be excelling in life. And then he says, and we don't want to try if they don't pay us. So there was an old saying, it's F you, pay me. I'm not working for free. So if you are not going to pay them, then they are not going to do anything for you. And then he repeats that none of his friends will ever go hungry. But the way he sings this chorus, the way that he approaches the lyrics on this song and the beat, everything about it is literally just amazing. This is a classic in its own right, and I don't know when I'm ever going to stop playing this song.
Yo, little vibes, little addy. Watch it with pre everybody. Enough hypocrite don't like your daddy. Them a move sly, we are rabbi. Make sure say a hustle like your hobby.
Mr. Palmer begins the second and final verse by addressing his two sons, Little Adi and Little Vybz, who both are up and coming in the music scene, in the dancehall scene. He says, you must watch every single person as soon as you step outside of your house. Every single person, keep an eye on them, trust no one. And then he says, there is enough hypocrites out there that do not like their daddy, and that they are hypocrites because we all know how great he is and he should be respected, but there is enough people that are just born bad mind haters, and they are just hypocrites. They do not give him the praise he deserves. And then he says, they move sly, but he's a Robbie, and that is just a wonderful play on words. because Sly and Robbie were a production duo that are very famous in the reggae scene in the 70s in Jamaica. So he says Sly was one of the people and Robbie was the other person in the band. So he says they move sly, they move very slippery, snake-like, but he moves more like Robbie. That is just an amazing line. And then he says, make sure that if you're going to pick up a hobby, that it is hustling. It is out hustling to make your life better, to get money. Don't get caught up with anything else. Make sure your first and your greatest hobby is hustling for the money.
One flask, get catty. Don't trust them, not true, them have crutches. Girl run program wicked, cool like man, never day in the office.
The undisputed champion of dancehall then tells his two sons to go ahead and ball out, floss, live the rich life, drive the finest cars, wear the finest garments, eat the best food, and also go out and get these beautiful women and have as much fun as you can with them, but do not trust these women because they have crotches, they have vaginas, they are willing to switch on you. Not every woman, but a lot of women are willing to switch on you in 1 second, so please do not trust them. And then he says, women run the program wicked. Women, they I do not want to say anything bad, but at the same time, there are so many gold diggers out there that are just after you for your money and your fame. And he says they are just as cold as men. To them, screwing you over, taking your money, doing something very bad to you, even getting you killed or putting you in a very bad situation. It is just another day in the office to a lot of these women. So Little Vybz and Little Adi, please be careful with these women. A lot of them are not out for your best interest.
Listen, don't be no gunman. Me we do the killing and pile dead body. Left some road, bury some for the mortgage. Heartless, man cruel and savage.
The teacher then tells his sons, you better listen to your father right now. Do not be a gunman. Do not be involved with the street life. That is not for you. He raised you to be different from him. So he says, leave the killing to him. He will pile the dead bodies. That is the job of Vybz Kartel. It is not the job of his sons. And he says he will leave some of the bodies right there dead on the road and bury some of the bodies so the maggots can eat up their corpse because he is heartless, cruel, and savage. And his sons are not the same. You are money getters. You live a much better life than your father had to experience. So do not follow in his footsteps in that aspect. Please, I beg of you to listen to your father. And with that last line, we've reached the end of another Vybz Kartel masterpiece. Gaza Nation, as always, thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. That feeds the YouTube algorithm and helps this channel grow. I will not take up any more of your time. So until we meet again, it is Gaza, me say, forever.
May I live life only one way, also till me all till me turn grey, None of my dogs nothing hungry, We no one try if it don't pay us. We no one try if it don't pay us. We no one try if it don't pay us. None of my dogs nothing hungry,